Hello students. Now we shall look at one more concept that is called as depreciation. You might have not heard this word, but in industry, in business, it is very popularly used terminology. So let us look at depreciation. Depreciation is the decrease in value of physical properties with the passage of time and use. I'll just give one more example here. Suppose you buy a taxi for commercial purpose to make a livelihood. You pay 10 lakh rupees and buy the taxi, or say 15 lakh rupees and buy a taxi. So depreciation is the decrease in value of physical properties with the passage of time and use. So when you use the vehicle, say after first year, second year, third year, so its value of the vehicle reduces. Okay, as the time passes, as you use, its value is reduced. That you know. If you take a car for 15 lakhs and next year you want to sell, you may not get even 12 lakhs for that. I hope you agree with me. That is why, especially in industries and all, I was in railways, so I'll just cite one railway example. We have a fund called as depreciation reserve fund. Means, suppose you have bought a car for 15 lakh rupees and the life of the vehicle is 15 years. So every year you will take out 1 lakh rupees and keep separately in the bank, so that after 15 years, after the useful life of the car or taxi, you are able to replace with a new one. That fund is known as depreciation reserve fund. Now I hope you understand. So every year the value of the property or machinery equipment reduces as you use it as the time passes by. Most assets are worthless as they age. Even you can take your mobile phones. The depreciation is very fast here. Within 4 or 5 years, the value will reduce drastically, maybe 1 to 25%. Suppose you buy a mobile for 10,000 rupees, and after 3-4 years, its value will not be 2,500 rupees. Production equipment gradually become less valuable through wear and tear. This lessening in value is recognized in accounting practices as an operating expense. Okay, the reduction in value is recognized in accounting practices as an operating expense. The outlay is spread over the life of the asset in the accounting records. So you have to record in the accounts, you will keep the record. Annual depreciation deductions are intended to match the yearly fraction of value used by an asset in the production of income over the asset's actual economic life. As I was citing the example of railway depreciation reserve fund, here also annual depreciation deductions are intended to match the yearly fraction of value used by an asset in the production of income over the asset's actual economic life. So again, you take the case of your taxi only. So suppose the value of the vehicle is reducing at the rate of 1 lakh rupees per year on an average. So that deductions are made and kept, so that for the economic life of the car, say 15 years, so that you are able to buy a new one at the end of the economic life of this asset. The actual amount of depreciation can never be established until the asset is retired from service. So this is not a very precise calculation, but provision is being made so that whatever there is a reduction in the value, that deductions are made and kept. So depreciation can be defined in 3 senses. Like physical depreciation, which is caused due to physical decay. Like even you take your taxi again. So if you use every day, suppose if you are using a taxi and the taxi runs for almost 50,000 or 1 lakh kilometers in a year, definitely there is a physical depreciation due to wear and tear. Second, economic depreciation is the loss of value of an asset due to an outdated technology. Like I was telling in the case of, you can take even taxi again. Now suppose we are talking of electrical cars. So in another 5-10 years you will have more number of electrical cars, electrical taxis. So this economic depreciation is the loss of the value of an asset due to outdated technology. If suppose in another 5 years or 10 years the cost of electrical vehicles are in par or equal to the petrol cars today, then people will definitely switch over to electrical cars in days to come. So that is the economic depreciation. And third is accounting sense depreciation is the estimated value of fall in the worth of an asset. So accounting means in terms of financial terms, so the accounting sense depreciation is the estimated value of fall in the worth, means the reduction in the worth of the asset. So as in the case of taxi, so if you take a taxi and you sell it after 1 or 2 years, definitely there is a fall in the worth. Okay, that is known as accounting sense depreciation. So in this discussion we have seen that depreciation is the value, means the value of the physical property is reduced with the passage of time and usage. So this reduction in value is called as the depreciation. And depreciation can be physical depreciation, or it can be economic depreciation, or accounting sense depreciation. Now students, let us look at the causes of depreciation. Okay, the assets, means like your taxi, your machine, your buildings, okay, they depreciate its value for several reasons. Okay, so first reason is the physical depreciation, second is the functional depreciation, third is the technological depreciation, fourth can be depreciation due to accident, fifth can be depreciation due to depleting consumption of an exhaustible natural resource, sixth can be monetary depreciation, seventh is depreciation due to the time factor, and eighth can be depreciation due to deferred maintenance. So let us look at the various causes of depreciation. So first is the physical depreciation. So again coming back to the example of taxi itself, okay, depreciation resulting in physical impairment of an asset is known as physical depreciation. This type of depreciation results in the lowering of the ability of a physical asset to render its intended service. The primary cause of physical depreciation are deterioration due to action of the element, including the corrosion of pipe, the rotting of timbers, chemical decomposition, and so on, wear and tear charges, physical decay, and time factors. Okay, now let us take the case of taxi. If you buy a taxi for 15 lakh rupees, a luxury sedan, and after 1 year, if it is 1 year, say it has traveled around 1 lakh kilometers. So definitely the 1 lakh kilometer there is a lot of wear and tear. Okay, even the rubber parts, the tire and the rubber things, they get slightly decayed. Okay, and there may be in coastal areas, there may be corrosion of the body also, chemical decomposition. So the value of the taxi will reduce. Okay, this is known as physical depreciation. Now second, we will go to the functional depreciation. Okay, functional depreciation results a change in the demand for the service it can render. The demand for the service of an asset may be, it is more profitable to use a more efficient unit. Second, there is no longer work for the asset to do, or the work to be done exceeds the capacity of the asset. Now, again, take the case of the taxi itself. You can take a case of a lathe machine or a milling machine also. The same logic applies here. Functional depreciation. So here, now suppose you take the case of a lathe machine or a milling machine. When it is new, so it has got a very good accuracy and precision. Okay, but if it is used extensively for say two shifts or three shifts a day for a year, then what will happen? Then its accuracy and precision will reduce. So after say 2 or 3 years, what will happen? You can better go for a new machine which is more having more accuracy and more precision, because when you produce something, when you machine something, the dimensions or dimensional tolerance is very important. Otherwise you have to do lot of rework, lot of finishing processes, so that then this old milling machine will become unprofitable. Okay, because new machines are there which are more efficient. Similarly, you can take continuing with your taxi example. Suppose you have bought a taxi. Okay, earlier days taxi, they were giving less mileage. Okay, but now if you see, the taxis have come with like diesel engine with turbocharger and exhaust gas recirculation, or you have got CNG vehicles for public transport. Okay, taxis, compressed natural gas is used as a fuel. So these vehicles, and now this in diesel also you have got that CRDI, common rail direct injection engines. So what happens? So if you have got a 5-year-old taxi, then its mileage is less, but the new vehicles the mileage is more. Hence it is more profitable to use a more efficient unit. I hope you could understand. Second, there is no longer work for the asset to do. Sometimes what happens, the now suppose you take in the COVID case, now Goa is very famous around the world for tourism. So a lot of foreign tourists used to come. Now there are no tourist footfalls are low because of this pandemic. So what has happened? Now it doesn't have any work, so the taxi is idling. Okay, so there is a functional depreciation. If you keep the vehicle for idling for 6 months, 1 year, what will happen? Even my own motorcycles, my car and all I have seen, I had to change the batteries because I have not used the vehicles for a long time. Now let us look at the third one, that is the technological depreciation. So what is technological depreciation? Due to advancements of new technology, the old technology becomes outdated, so it loses its value. Obsolescence resulting from the discovery of another asset that is sufficiently superior to make it uneconomical to continue using the original assets. Assets also become obsolete when they are no longer needed. See, for this I will give a simple example. Take your mobile phones. Mobile phones what we are using. See, most of you are using mobile phones for the past 3-4 years. Okay, what was the technology that time? What is the technology today? Earlier it was 3G phone. Today it is 4G phone. I think maybe next year you will have 5G phones. So the technology is fast changing. Earlier days the processor speeds were very slow. Now the dual core and all. Now you have got octa-core processors. The speeds are very high. The RAM and ROM are very high. Now you have got 6GB, 8GB RAM phones, and the storage also now you have got almost 128GB, 256GB storage. So lot of technological advancement is taking place. I think you might have heard about the Moore's law. It says that all this electronics, no? Basically Moore's law talks about this electronics. So in a square inch of the IC, the number of transistors will double in 18 months and the cost will reduce by half. Okay, so the the speed will increase to double and the cost will reduce to half. So that is the Moore's law what he has told. So due to technological depreciation, especially in mobiles, what we have seen, the value of the mobile, suppose you have bought a mobile, you take my case only, I bought this OnePlus 6 mobile paying almost 40,000 rupees, 8GB and 128GB storage. But if I want to sell this mobile after 2 years, now nobody will pay even 20,000 rupees for this mobile, because for 15,000-16,000 rupees you get a similar configuration mobiles in Redmi, Oppo and all. Got it? So this is the technological depreciation. Then due to depreciation due to accident, as I was telling, let us take the case of your taxi once again. So when you use the taxi for 1 year, 2 years and all, there will be some dents, some hits, small hits here and there. What will happen? Because of these hits, dents and all, the value of your taxi will reduce. So this is not a depreciation due to accident. Okay, then depreciation due to the depletion. What is depreciation due to depletion? Now this exhaustible natural resources, okay, when you consume, there is a depletion. So the natural earth, is a finite size, almost 13,000 kilometer in diameter. So whatever coal, oil, gas is available, if you take, then the natural resources will keep on reducing. So removal of oil, timber, rock, minerals from the site decreases the value of the holding. Suppose you have got a iron ore, manganese ore, okay. Then if you take out all the material, then the value of that site will keep on reducing. This decrease is compensated by a proportional reduction in earnings derived from the resources. So even if you take the classical case of Dubai, UAE and all, they are all very popular for oil and gas. But today what has happened? Because there is a reduction, and they know that in another maybe 5 to 6 decades, the oil may deplete or completely exhaust. So now they have, the value of that site is decreasing. So to improve that, what they have done, they have now pumped a lot of money into tourism. So they have developed Dubai as an international city, duty-free marketing, lot of tourist spots are there, a lot of tourist attractions have been made, and hence this reduction in the value due to the depletion of natural resources, they are trying to compensate. Then we will see the monetary depreciation. A change in the price level also decreases the value of the owned assets. If the prices rise during the life of an asset, then comparable replacement become more expensive. This means that the capital required will be sufficient to provide an adequate substitute for the worn out asset. This means that capital recovered will be insufficient to provide an adequate substitute for the worn out asset. So what happens? Sometimes there is a change in the price. Okay. If the prices rise during the life of an asset, then the comparable replacement becomes more expensive. Suppose you have bought a taxi. Again, let us take the case of taxi only. Okay, and suppose there is a problem with your tires, and the tire prices, I think you might be knowing, tire, batteries and all, the prices have now significantly jumped. Now after say using 50,000 kilometers or 1 lakh kilometers, you are supposed to replace the tires. Now what happens? The cost of replacement is expensive, and hence whatever money you earned through plying the taxi, you may find it insufficient to provide adequate substitute for the replacing the worn out asset, that is the tires. Okay, this is known as monetary depreciation. Then depreciation due to time factor. There are some assets which lose its value after a particular time period, particularly the assets having lease, copyrights and patents right lose its value after the time is over. So you know that all these intellectual property rights, IPR, that your copyrights, patents. Copyrights is for the reading, writing material, and patents is for the products. So what happens? They have got a limited life, say 15 years of copyright, 20 years of patents. So after that, the value reduces. This is known as depreciation due to time factor. After that, it is open. You can't hold the copyright or patent after that. And lastly, the depreciation due to deferred maintenance. Sometimes the loss of value of an asset begins very quickly due to deferred maintenance. If proper materials are not used or instructions to operate the machines are not properly obeyed, the loss of value starts. See, again take the case of a milling machine, lathe machine, or even taxi. You are using a taxi. If suppose the person you have given to a driver, and you You are not given him proper instructions as to how to drive the vehicle. He drives it rashly, accelerates fast, brake applies a lot of brakes, and there is a lot of wear and tear of tires as well as the braking gear. Then what happens? And that person is not regular for maintenance. Every 10,000 kilometers you have to visit the showroom for maintenance. He is avoiding that. So what will happen? There will be depreciation. That is why you might have seen when people try to sell their vehicles, even single owned cars in any place for that matter, they call for high resale value rather than vehicles which are used for public transport or taxi and all. Why? Because the single owner, he will have proper maintenance. He will not defer the maintenance and he will operate the equipment properly. That is why the value is more. Otherwise, there is a huge reduction in the value and thus there will be fast and large depreciation. Okay, thank you. Hello students. Now in this discussion we shall look at the methods for computing the depreciation charges. We know that in our previous discussions we have learned that depreciation is a reduction in the value of the asset with the usage and with the passage of time. Okay, so there are 5 methods for computing the depreciation charges, and I have discussed already. There is a depreciation fund, so that after the useful life of the equipment or the product or the machine, we have enough funds to replace the old one by selling it as a scrap, getting the salvage value and buying the new equipment. Okay, and I gave the example of a lathe machine or a taxi. So you buy a taxi and it has a life of 15 years. So at the end of 15 years, when you will be selling it as a scrap, whatever revenues you get after selling the scrap, then and using the depreciation fund what you have saved over the years, you will be able to buy the new taxi after 15 years, after the useful life of the equipment. Okay. Now to compute depreciation, we use the following 5 methods. The one is the first is the straight line method. Second is the declining balance method. Third is the sum of years method. Fourth is the sinking fund method. And the fifth is the service output method. They are very simple methods. Now let us start with the straight line method of depreciation. In the straight line method of depreciation, a fixed sum is charged as a depreciation amount throughout the lifetime of an asset, such that the accumulated sum at the end of the life of the asset is exactly equal to the purchase value of the asset. Again what I said, suppose taking the case of taxi, so 15 lakhs worth taxi is there and the useful life is 15 years. Okay, so what we will do, we will keep 1 lakh rupees per year as a straight line method of depreciation. So 1 lakh means after 15 years it becomes 15 lakhs. Okay, this is called as a straight line method of depreciation. Here we are not taking into consideration the inflation or the time value of money also. Okay, so we will see the formula. Let P be the first cost of the asset. Let F be the salvage value of the asset. Salvage value means after the useful life. Say in case of a machine or a taxi, after 15 years you have to scrap it. So the scrap value is called as a salvage value. N is the life of the asset. BT is the book value of the asset at the end of the period T. And depreciation DT is the depreciation amount for the period T. Okay, I don't want to tell you the formula. We will see a small numerical. You will understand that. You see this problem here. An investment of rupees 8,000 is made by Ramesh for his manually operated press machine. Its salvage value after 5 years is 1,000 rupees. Find straight line depreciation expenses. Okay, so the here Ramesh has bought one press machine for 8,000 rupees. He is going to use it for 5 years, and after 5 years it is to be sold as a scrap for 1,000 rupees. Okay, now what is the straight line depreciation method? Now we can see very simple it is C minus R divided by N. C is the cost of the asset, that is 8,000 rupees. scrap value is 1000 rupees. Number of life that he has given us 5 years. So 8000 minus 1000 divided by 5 is 1400 rupees. So the every year the depreciation is fixed and the value of the depreciation is 1400 rupees. So this is known as straight line depreciation method. Okay. Now we shall see the second method, that is the declining balance method of depreciation. In this method of depreciation, a constant percentage of the book value of the previous period of the asset will be charged as the depreciation amount for the current period. Okay, I repeat, a constant percentage of the book value of the previous period of the asset will be charged for the depreciation amount for the current period. So here it is not a fixed amount like the straight line depreciation. Here the depreciation will vary, and the depreciation amount of the current period will depend on the previous value book value. This approach is more realistic in approach, since the depreciation charges decreases with the life of the asset, which matches with the earning potential of the asset. Again, the book value of the end of the life of the asset may not be exactly equal to the salvage value of the asset. Okay, now again I'll give you an example. If you have a taxi, okay, 15 lakh rupees you have paid and bought. So in the initial after 1 year, definitely the value will not be 15 lakhs, it will be less, but it will not be 14 lakhs also. Because now we have seen that if considering 15 years as the useful life of the taxi, then can you say that after 1 year the value will be 14 lakhs? No. Definitely the initial years the value will decrease drastically. If after first 1 year it may come to almost 12 lakhs. Correct? Next year it may go to 10 lakhs. So this way the initial years the depreciation will be more, and even that is why you can see the insurance which is charged on your motorcycles or cars. Na? It is the book value of the asset reduces greatly. Because I can tell about my own car. I paid around 6 lakhs or 6 to 7 lakhs to buy that car, and I was paying insurance for that 7 lakh rupees. But today the value of the book value of the car is only 2 lakh rupees. So based on that only we pay the insurance. Okay, the value of the asset decreases over a period of time, and the depreciation is fast more in the initial stages. So P, let it be the first cost of the asset, F be the salvage value of the asset, that is scrap value, N is the life of the asset, BT is the book value of the asset at the end of the period T, K is a fixed percentage. Okay, and this K percentage, the percentage is fixed here, but the value keeps on reducing. We will see it with one problem. Okay, DT is the depreciation amount. Now if you look at this numerical, an engineering college invests rupees 10,000 for an R&D machine in processing wear and tear. The wear and tear testing machine is there. They have paid 10,000 rupees for that. The life of the machine is 4 years, and the salvage value, scrap value is 1,000 rupees after 4 years. Determine depreciation and book value in each year using declining balance method. Okay, balance is declining, and also you have to find the depreciation collected after second year. So here very simple it is. Now you can see cost of the capital is 10,000 rupees, C is 10,000 rupees, salvage value R is 1,000 rupees, life N is 4 years. Okay, the formula is P is equal to 1 minus R by C raised to 1 by N. So substituting the value, P is equal to 1 minus R is 1,000 rupees scrap value, and C is 10,000 rupees, and N is 4. So 1 minus 1 divided by 10,000 whole raised to 1 by 4. So the P, the fixed percentage, what we are talking K or P here, that becomes 43.7. So how the value changes, now you see here, very clear it is given. Now in the table, if you look at the table, book value at the end of each year, first year the cost of the capital was 10,000 rupees. So the depreciation is 10,000 rupees into 0.437, that is 4,730 rupees. That is first year depreciation. So the book value after first year it is becomes only 5,630 rupees. From 10,000 rupees I will subtract 4370. The balance is 5630 is the book value of the machine after 1 year. So second year the book value will be 5,630 rupees only. And for that second year I will multiply with 0.437 again. This K fixed percentage, that is P or K here. So when I multiply 5630, that is the book value at the beginning of second year, with the fixed percentage 0.437, it becomes 2460. Okay. So when I remove 2460 from 5630, the balance value is only 3,170 rupees. So you can understand after first year the value reduces from 10,000 to 5,600. Second year from 5,600 rupees it comes to 3,170. And third year the value is only 1785, and final year the value is only 1,000 rupees. Okay. And if you look at the depreciation amount is not like a straight line depreciation. Here is declining balance. So first year the depreciation amount is 4,370 rupees. Second year it reduces to 2,460 rupees. Then third year further reduces to 1,385 rupees. This way, for every year there is a decline in the balance, and hence this is known as declining balance method of depreciation. If you just look at this graph here, you can see here in the graph also it is shown graphical representation. So as the years pass by, 1, 2, 3, 4 years pass by, the depreciation fund will keep on reducing. Okay. Initially it is first year it is very high, second year reduced, third year reduced, and fourth year further reduced. Now you shall look at the next method of depreciation, that is sum of the years digits method of depreciation. In this method of depreciation also it is assumed that the book value of the asset decreases at a decreasing rate. So the book value, okay, the balance remaining value of the asset decreases. Initially it decreases more, then it reduces. Okay, so it decreases at a decreasing rate. If the asset has a life of 8 years, the first the sum of the years is compared as, like say, sum of the years is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that becomes 36. That is n in bracket n plus 1 divided by 2. The rate of depreciation charged for the first year assumed to be highest, and then it decreases. So this sum of the years method also, we will see a simple numerical, you will understand this in a simple way. A motor bike was purchased for rupees 1,000. Bike was purchased for 70,000, and the salvage value was estimated at 30,000 rupees after 4 years. So if you want to sell the bike after 4 years, you will get 30,000 rupees. So using reducing balance method, let's calculate the percentage of depreciation, book value and depreciation at the end of each year. Okay. So see, a very simple it is. Now the formula is given. Sum of the years is equal to n in bracket n plus 1 divided by 2. So the life n is 4 years now. 4 in bracket 4 plus 1 divided by 2. It becomes 20 by 2, that is 10. So the number of years is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you add, it becomes 10. 4 plus 3, 7, plus 2, 9, plus 1, 10. So depreciation for the first year is equal to 4 by 10. That is 4 by 10 into 70,000, that is cost, minus the salvage value, that is 30,000 rupees. So 40,000 rupees into 4 by 10, that is becomes 16,000 rupees. So the depreciation for this bike for the first year is 16,000 rupees. Second year it becomes 3 by 10, that is 3 by 10 into 40,000 rupees. The value is fixed, 70,000 rupees capital cost minus scrap value C, that is 30,000 rupees, that value is 40,000. You have to multiply with the factor. Like it was first year 4 by 10, second year it is 3 by 10, third year it is 2 by 10, and final year, fourth year it is 1 by 10. So you can see the depreciation for the first year is 16,000 rupees, second year is only 12,000 rupees, third year it is 8,000 rupees, and fourth year it is 4,000 rupees. So what happened? So the depreciation in the beginning is more, and the depreciation value decreases at a decreasing rate. So this was about the sum of the years digit method. Very simple method, simple to calculate. So the fourth method is the sinking fund method of depreciation. In this method of depreciation, that is sinking fund method of depreciation, the book value decreases at a increasing rate with respect to the life of the asset. And the last method is the service output method of depreciation. In some situations, it may not be realistic to compute depreciation based on time itself. In such cases, the depreciation is computed based on the service rendered by an asset. Now again, coming back to your taxi only, you cannot depreciate just based on the time. So maybe in first year the taxi has run for 50,000 kilometers. In the second year it has run for only 20,000 kilometers. So now we are trying to be more realistic, and we will compute the depreciation of the taxi based on the service it has rendered. Okay, it may be taxi, it may be milling machine, or any equipment for that matter. And if you look at this problem, it will be very simple and easy. A new Volvo bus was purchased at the amount of 60 lakhs. Its salvage value after 5 years is 15 lakhs. In its lifetime, it can be driven for a distance of 10 lakh kilometers. Okay, find the depreciation of the bus. Now, see here, initial investment is 60 lakhs. See, then life N is 5 years. Salvage value is R is 15 lakhs. Service life of the asset is 10 lakh. Means totally you can run the bus only for 10 lakh kilometers. Okay. So that is the life. We are not talking in terms of years, but now we are talking in terms of service life of the asset, that is 10 lakh kilometers. So suppose a vehicle has run for, out of this 10 lakh, it has run for 8 lakh kilometers. Now what is the depreciation you have to find out? So very simple it is. Rate of depreciation is C minus R. What is the initial cost? 60 lakhs. Minus the scrap value 15 lakhs. That you have to recover in 10 lakh kilometers. Okay. 60 lakh rupees minus 15 lakh rupees, that is 45 lakh rupees. You have to earn it, because the life of the bus is only 10 lakh kilometers. So you have per kilometer, how much is the depreciation? So 60 lakhs minus 15 lakhs, that is the initial investment minus salvage value divided by the life in kilometers, not in here, it is not in years. So now you are getting as 4.5 rupees per kilometer. So the depreciation, unit depreciation is 4.5 rupees per kilometer. So now if the vehicle has run for 8 lakh kilometers, you will multiply 4.5 rupees into 8 lakh, that is 36 lakh rupees. That is the depreciation. So here the depreciation what we are seeing is not in terms of years, it is in terms of the service output, and then that is why it is called as service output method of depreciation. Okay, thank you.